Hi guys, let me show you how I painted this Bustier bodice using wording. So the first thing I did is to place my fabric on the shiny part of the wording. The wording has a shiny part, so I placed my fabric on it and I went ahead to mark my under bust. After which I then traced out the line upward. I marked it at both sides and I just traced the line upwards. Just look at what I'm doing to understand better. I just marked my under bust and my bust point and I traced out the line upwards, and I did it at the both sides of my dress. Because I'm working with an altered neckline, I had to trace my neckline out so that I'll be able to adjust the wording that will be at that side so that my wording will not eat into it. After this, I just removed my fabric and I went out to use my ruler to connect all the lines together. If you have a bra foam, you can also use a bra foam for this if you don't have wording. Next thing I did was to measure my nipple to nipple value for my bust point. My nipple to nipple value divided by 2 is 3.5. So I just measured it for my bust point at the both sides and I connected my lines together. You see why I had to mark out my neckline, because it was going to eat into my line that I was going to rule out. So I had to just make a curve underneath so that I would have ½ inch below my neckline so that my wording will not eat into my neckline when turning over. And this is just basically all for the front. I went out there to cut out, and this is what I'll be using for my middle bodice at the front. So this is what it looks like on the fabric. I'll use my hemming gum to iron this down to my fabric. I made sure I placed it exactly on my under bust. I already marked my under bust, so I placed it exactly on my under bust, and I'll just use my hemming gum to iron it down. And for the other side of my Bustier bodice, I went ahead to also place my fabric on the shiny part of my wording, marked my under bust, and also marked my bust point. This is just me marking my bust point, and I went ahead to trace out to the top like we did at the middle bodice. So I'm marking my under bust and my bust point, and I traced out that line upward. Next thing I did was to mark my nipple to nipple value from my bust point sideways and also upwards. So my nipple to nipple value plus ½ inch sideways, nipple to nipple value plus ½ inch sideways for my bust point. I just marked it to the side, that's 4 inches. Then I also marked my nipple to nipple value alone upwards, and I connected with my hand. I just connected those lines with my hand and I went ahead to cut out. So this is what I'll be using for the sides of my bustier. So yours should look like this also. I went ahead to cut another piece because I need 2 pieces. So make sure to cut another piece. And this is what it looks like on the fabric. So as usual, I will use my hemming gum to iron it down. Make sure they are placing it exactly on your under bust. So if you need to mark or not your under bust, please go ahead and do that. So I'll just use my hemming gum to iron this down, and this is what it looks like after ironing. I've ironed it down and this is what it looks like. So I'll go ahead and join this together with my machine and I'll show you what it looks like. But this is very easy and it gives a very good result. So this is after I had joined them and I had ironed it together, and you can see that my butter bodice is standing perfectly. So if you found this video useful, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. I'll see you in my next video.